Alright, Shalom. Salakia. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone that rule impeccably well. And Shalom to the Akim that's pushing his truth in sincerity across the four winds. Right, this is the brother Yakanan from the GMS branch of London Central. And I just want to get into a quick video. And it's going to be based around this controversy that's been happening in Egypt regarding, I believe she's an actress. Yeah, I believe she's a well-known actress over there in Egypt, and she goes by the name of Raina Youssef. And the controversy around this particular woman is to do with, you know, how she dressed to a specific event over there in Egypt, man, that had certain people in the country offended, because she was wearing indecent clothing, for their standards over there. Now they're a heavily Islamic country, and these Islamics, they have very strict laws concerning how women are supposed to be and how women are supposed to dress, right? And those standards really they pull from the holy scriptures, the real holy scriptures, which is not the Quran, but rather the Holy Bible, the true words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that was bestowed upon you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are known as the biblical Israelites, that the Bible speaks of, right? That's the true words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. That's the true words of the Heavenly Father, not the Quran. However, I wanted to get into this video. It just shows you that, the whole world is operating under the vibration of Esau Edom, right? Women believe, throughout the four corners of the earth that they have rights, to do what they want. As it says in the scriptures, a woman shall compass a man. All right. So this Babylon juice, this Babylon way of life, this pollution that's been seeping through the four corners of the earth, right, is really coming to an end, man. Right. Slowly but surely, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is taking away the power of Esau. All right. Now it says here, because what basically happened when the story first broke, they were basically saying how they were gonna, put her in jail, man. She was basically facing up to 5 years in jail for, wearing that skimpy outfit to the event. All right, that just shows you that in certain countries, they don't play. They don't play when it comes to these women. If these women are not in order, especially in Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Egypt, them countries that have them Pacific laws, if them women are out of order, then women will get judged, man. You've even got it where sometimes they behead women. All right, it doesn't matter if they transgress against their law in their country, they actually will behead women. All right, but the so-called white man likes to liberate women and put them on a pedestal that they're not supposed to be on. All right, now obviously, these Islamic, they're going off. All right, they're going off, and they have nothing to do with the scriptures. The Quran, the unholy Quran, is merely a plagiarism of the holy scriptures, of the Holy Bible, man. All right, and we both know, which one contains the true words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They're two separate books, and what they've basically done is, again, withdrawn, certain practices from the scriptures and incorporated it into their own book, which really was made, by wicked Israelites. All right, when you go into the history. But it says here, this is an update from 2 hours ago. It says the suit dropped against Egyptian actress Raina Youssef over sheer red carpet dress. So they've now dropped the charges. But let's read, into the article and see what it says. It says she had been charged with public obscenity and incitement to debauchery and faced up to 5 years in prison. I'm not quite sure what that word is, but Lord willing, I pronounced it correctly. And it says here, the 3 lawyers who sued actress Raina Youssef with public obscenity and incitement to debauchery for wearing a sheer dress have withdrawn their charges. Right? The attorneys explained why they withdrew their charges in a statement published in Arabic outlet El Watan News on Monday afternoon. It says the statement, signed by lawyers Amir Abdel Hamido Prince, says here, basically because Youssef apologized, they decided to waive legal measures. Read the statement in full below. It says, first, when we took legal action against the artist, Raina Youssef, this was not for the purpose of personal gains or benefits, nor was it intended to deprive her person, but was out of concern for public order, all right, and ethics of sensing the danger, right, of facing the Egyptian society as a result of that incident, right, committed by a popular public figure with an audience that will try to imitate them, which may lead to the spread of chaos, right, and the violation of standards of values and ethics. So basically, they didn't want her behavior, all right, to go on and influence other women to do the same thing. Because what would happen? Then their society would be out of order, man. But where does that stem from? That stems from the so-called white man. Because it's the so-called white man that gives the women, right, the liberation to do what they want, to wear what they want, and be responsible 100% for their own selves, man. When you go to the scriptures, the holy scriptures, it's not to be so, because the man is above the woman. All right, it's as simple as that, and it's as plain as simple as that. And when you allow women to do what they want, your society will crumble. So let's get into, a few scriptures just to start this off, man. I don't want to make this too long. I just want to hit a few key points and then close out. Now, this is Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 7. And it says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Now, how has Babylon, which is talking about America, made all the earth drunken? With its democracy, man. With its ways. All right? With that strong drink, man. All right? It's made the earth drunken. Everyone wants to give women liberation. Everyone wants to give women, the choice to do what they want and wear what they want and be in charge of the household. But that is not how Yahweh Shem Yahushai set things up to be. But America wants things to be like that. What else does America do? It allows a man to turn into a woman, to then call himself, a transgender, man. There's no such thing as transgender in the Bible. But, America, the so-called white man, Esau Edom, as it's known in the scriptures, wants to legalize these things. America also wants to legalize, little kids changing their genders, man. Right? Saying that they don't want to be little girls no more. They want to be little boys and vice versa, man. These are all the philosophies and the vain thoughts of the so-called white man, Esau Edom, man. Right? This is what they push out there. So it says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Now, many nations have drunken of the wine of America, of Babylon, man. Right? Over here in the UK, Australia, right? The islands, man. Brazil. You got a lot of trannies up in Brazil. You got a lot of men that change into women, man. That's very heavy in Brazil and a lot of them other Latin countries, man. All right? So that strong drink of America has really gone throughout the 4 corners of the earth, man. That's why throughout the 4 corners of the earth, you can find homosexuals, transgender neutral this, LGBT is all around the world. They have parades all around the world. It's in Israel, in the land of Israel today, which is not occupied by the true, biblical Israelites, by the way. Is right now you have, the Gentiles there, man, right? The heathens. Right, the real heathens are currently occupying the land of Israel. All right, and they have gay parades in the holy land of Israel, man. That's why that place is going to be cleansed with that nuclear fire. All right, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Right, all of the earth, man. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So now the ramifications are coming back, man. Now these countries are seeing, right? That it doesn't benefit them to embrace the ways of America. It doesn't benefit them to embrace the ways of the so-called white man, because it's now falling back on them, man. Now their own values and their own laws, statutes, and commandments that they have in their own countries, right, which are null and void compared to the real laws, statutes, and commandments in the Bible. Now they're being overlooked, man. Now the women of their countries are acting out of order, right? Now the women in their own countries want to be above the man, right? But they don't want that, man. Right? They don't want to live life like that. They still want the men to have power. Right? So that's why they're now rejecting, the power of the so-called white man. Look, man, Esau's losing his grip, man, because we're at the end of the end. All right? Esau is rapidly losing his grip on the world, man. Everyone's starting to see Esau, Edom, for what they really are, man. Right? Now it says here, with an audience that will try to imitate them, which may lead to the spread of chaos and the violation of standards, of values, of ethics, man. So they don't want to lose the standard that they have upheld in their country to this one woman that decides that she wants to dress in a dress that reveals the whole shape of her leg. And it's basically a see-through dress, man. All right? Because that's not how women are supposed to dress. And we can get that in the scriptures. This is 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. And it says, in like manner also, that women adorn themselves, right, in modest apparel, man. So women are supposed to adorn themselves and decorate themselves in modest apparel. Apparel that's decent, man, right? Apparel that doesn't show your cleavage. Apparel that doesn't show your nipples, through your top. Apparel that doesn't show the full curvature of your body, all right? That's what you call modest apparel, that covers you up, man, right? You're not supposed to be, out here wearing dresses that reveal the skin, from your waist down, right? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That is not clothing, right? But Esau Edom wants to promote that as clothing and wants grown women to wear that, and also wants children to wear that too, man, because he's a sick, twisted individual, man. All right? So adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness, man. What does it mean for a woman to be shamefaced? It means a woman is always looking down, man. She ain't trying to look at you boldly in the face, right? A woman is not going to have a challenging spirit on her, a challenging glare, trying to put a man in his place. All right? It's not a woman's job to try and put a man in his place. The only person that's going to put a man in his place, right, a man of the Lord, is going to be Yahweh Shai, man. All right, because Yahweh Shai is above the man, and the man is above the woman, and Yahweh is above Yahweh Shai. That's the chain of command. That's the order that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai set up upon the face of the earth, man. All right, that's how things are meant to be. Right, you're not supposed to have instances where a woman is not shamefaced. A woman is supposed to be tender. She's supposed to be delicate. She's supposed to be shy. She's supposed to be, submissive. Right? These are all the characteristics of how a woman is supposed to be. And, them women, that's spoken of in the scriptures, they're very scarce right now. They are out there, but they're very, very scarce. All right? And sobriety with braided hair of gold and pearls or costly array, man. So that's supposed to be a description of a woman, of how she's meant to be, man. Well, not like a loudmouth whore, that's not how women are supposed to be. Wearing what they want, wearing tight shorts, wearing dresses that, basically come up to their ass, man. That's not how a woman's supposed to be. That's not a woman. That's a monster, man. Right? Now this is Sirach. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 25, and it says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord, man. So it says a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. So that's how the Lord, sees a shameless woman. And what is a shameless woman? A shameless woman, for example, is this woman that we're talking about in this article, man. Right? This Egyptian, artist. She's a shameless woman because she left her house, in those garments that were a shame unto her, man. Right? And then she got the wake up call where she could have got 5 years in prison, and she quickly released an apology. But women in Babylon, they don't face that, man. They know they're not going to be locked up in no prison for 5 years, right? They don't face that ramification. That's why there is no apology, because Esau's, the so-called white man, allows them to do whatever they will. They have that spirit of do as thou wilt, man. That's big in this society. Do as thou wilt. That's the vibration that this world is operating on, man. Right? That was coined by Aleister Crowley, who was a demon. All right, they want to do what they want. Well, go and look that term up. Go and look up do as thou wilt, man, and see who that came from. The ability to do what you want without any ramifications, that's a demonic and satanic philosophy, man. Right? That was coined by the so-called white man. Right? It's as simple as that, man. All right? So, look, I'll read that again, man. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced, again, here's that word shamefaced, man, that we saw in the book of Timothy. Right? But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. So a woman is meant to be shamefaced, man. A woman is not supposed to be trying to put herself out there and put her body out there for everyone to see. She's supposed to be shamefaced, man. Right? And that's who the Lord is dealing with. The Lord is dealing with women that are shamefaced, man. All right? And that's just how it is. All right? So I'll stop it there. Lord willing, this video was edifying. And, until next time, shalom.